I'll tell you a quick story about what happens next, but I'll tell you, when I teach the very first class, I always say, and I make the statistic up depending on how I'm feeling the room. I will say 98% of you will fail, and people go, oh! Right. And I say you'll fail because you'll never finish. You will never finish your script. And it's sad but true. I'm not wrong. I'm pretty darn close, and I've taught hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of students at this point. And not finishing is exactly what most people will do. I've just been teaching a workshop where I've given people 12 weeks to finish a draft that they've been working on for a long time. And the dropout rate is enormous. Mm-hmm. And this is exactly what you said. This is perfectionism, and this is not allowing yourself the ability to fail. And it's a huge mistake. You have to, baseball metaphors get tossed around a lot in the screenwriting trade because they kind of fit in a way. Like if you're batting 300, you're doing great, but that means you're hitting the ball once every 3 times, right? But to go back to this what happens next idea and how and you had said you wake up on Monday morning with your cup of coffee and you've gone to work and you have no idea what needs to happen next in your script. Well, a story I tell about this almost always in my classes was from Beetlejuice, where there's a scene that a lot of people love, actually. It's become, like a lot of people, one of their favorite scenes. And the ghost, Barbara and Adam, Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin, they've died. They've driven off a bridge trying to avoid a dog. Aren't they good people? They tried to avoid the doggy, and they've driven off a bridge and they've drowned. And they're trapped in their house now as ghosts. And they've been given a book about how the handbook for the recently deceased, that they can't figure it out. And they want to go into the afterlife and ask questions about how to be ghosts and how they're supposed to live, live as ghosts, die as ghosts, whatever. But what Michael, my writing partner Michael McDowell and I had done is we had trapped them so well in their house, we had no idea how to get them into the afterlife. We had done a very good job of sticking them there with what felt like no exit. And we had to come up with a way for them to get out of the house. And the dynamic between, you got to understand, Michael was, I'm going to say Harvard educated, if not Harvard, some incredibly prestigious university. I grew up in a trailer park and barely got out of high school. Okay, there was sometimes it was usually playful, but sort of a status issue between us, and the way we'd often work is that I would like vomit out ideas and he would just start shooting them down, and it was always one word: no, no, no. No. And we were trying to come up with a way to get them out of the house, Barbara and Adam, the ghosts, get them into the afterlife. And I was coming up with more and more convoluted ideas about how to get them out of the house. And I'm sure trying to bring out my supernatural chops and all that I knew about, metaphysics and blah-de-blah, just to get them out of the house. And every idea I came up with, no, and my ideas kept getting further and further out and more convoluted, no. And I finally got really angry with Michael. And I said, Michael, what do you want them to do? Draw an effing door? And I just said it because I thought it was the stupidest idea imaginable. And I was so mad. I said, is that what you want? You want them to draw a door? And he just started laughing, and I started laughing, and we said, yes. That's exactly what they should do, is draw a door. So rather than these incredibly, like this convoluted supernatural nonsense, Adam found a piece of chalk, drew a doorknob, opened it, and went into the afterlife. Simple. But it took all of that convoluted stuff to get there. And that's what will happen when you sit down and you're stuck. You will write and write and write, and you won't think you found it, and you'll know you haven't found it. But if you keep at it and you'll keep writing, there'll finally be that epiphanal moment where you'll go, oh, that's what happens next. And then you will write that, and you will have moved your characters forward one more step in your story, and then the next what happens next is in front of your eyes, and you move forward like that. And sometimes it's literally moving an inch or less than an inch at a time. And sometimes it's running, sometimes it's crawling, sometimes the what happens next happen really quickly, and you have a day where you just go, oh my God, I just wrote 10 great pages, and all they need is just a little sprucing up, and they're there. And some days you will write 10 pages and you will have maybe a quarter of a page that's usable, but you will have moved the story forward that much. And it's a kind of alchemy, a kind of a magic of creation, but it's such a beautiful feeling. It's the best job in the world.